And they're playing for a place in the round of 16. Those last 16 matches will all be played tomorrow. So whoever prevails this evening in this encounter will then have to play 4 matches tomorrow to take the title of Rotterdam Open champion and the winner's cheque of €25,000. Joe Johnson alongside me to enjoy this best of 7 frame affair.
Yes, good evening everybody. And what a prospect in line for Daniel Wells. Playing somebody of John Higgins' quality, and what a start that was. And dead off the top cushion, he knocks in a long red. Great shot.
First meeting between this pair. Terrific opening red from the underdog. Make no mistake, Wells is a big underdog coming into this match. No sort of form from him in the last couple of seasons. He'll be celebrating his 25th birthday tomorrow. But he's won just £4,000 in prize money in the last couple of campaigns combined. So really could do with an extended run here. But he has enjoyed some good results, Joe, in the PTCs. That's where he's had most of his success since turning pro in 2008.
Yes, and of course this is what he practices for, to be able to play under these conditions against players of John Higgins' quality.
Back on the tour, having qualified through Q School, having previously dropped off the circuit. A former winner of the Paul Hunter Scholarship is Wells. So he's talented, make no mistake. But he's got a big task on his hand this evening against the in-form Higgins, who of course was runner-up as well at the Wuxi Classic, the first major ranking event of the new season, to Neil Robertson.
Well, Daniel's got a chance here to put Higgins in a little bit of trouble if he can play the cue ball dead in behind the green, just miss the middle pocket with the cue ball. Decided not to take the risk. Now can't play that shot because that red's got on the balk line. So we may see the safety play down this end of the table. I assume the red doesn't go to the left corner. Trying to leave the cue ball dead on the cushion. So a chance here for Daniel Wells to open the reds and bring that cue ball back dead on the cushion. Oh, he hasn't brought them back, but has that red gone in the middle? Well, look where he would have been had the red gone in. And that was a poor safety from Daniel Wells. So a good chance now for John Higgins.
Players dressing down for this tournament in Rotterdam. What do you... The casual attire, Joe, would never have been allowed in your day.
Wonder what my day was. Days before the
100 years ago or so, wasn't it?
Days before the arc. Yes, we didn't have cues in our day. We used to play with pens. Yeah, I think there's room for playing casually. Never like to see the tradition. Oh, how has he missed that pink? That's incredible. That's the easiest ball I've seen him miss.
Well, that makes me feel better about my abilities when I see a player of Higgins' calibre missing a pink like that. We're all human.
Yeah, just took his eye off the ball, and look at where his position is. Wasn't good.
One.
And now a chance for Daniel Wells. And it's important that he scores heavy when he does get the odd chance.
Yes, exactly. He's got to pounce, hasn't he, on any mistake like that Higgins makes. You can't imagine he'll make all that many.
Eight. Nine.
I mentioned that Wells' best results of his professional career to date have come in these European Tour, these Players Tour Championship events. He actually finished as the top amateur back in 2010-11 in the Order of Merit as a result of his performances in the PTC. So
16.
Yes, he could have done with playing that just a little harder. Being straight on this red to the middle. Not quite as easy from there. Tough shot. And that's simply not getting
16.
straighter on that red. So
Not threat in the pocket, that one, did it? Sorry, Joe.
we were saying that he has to punish him, but it's early days. Disappointed though. John Higgins in with another chance.
This new cue, though, Joe, of Higgins really does seem to have given him a new lease of life this season.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Played so well with it. End of last season as well.
Nine.
Makes all the difference when you choose to change your cue. If you're forced into changing your cue, it's completely different. Sean Murphy was forced into changing his. At least you know if you've changed it voluntarily,
16.
you can go back to it.
Seventeen.
A lot of players never change the cue throughout the career. And I was saying yesterday that some people, like Mike Hallett, change them during tournaments.
Yes, you get the feeling with Murphy that he's still getting used to his new weapon. Fouled out yesterday. And of course suffered that shock exit in the qualifying round for the Wuxi Classic. Top players no longer protected by their ranking in the vast majority of the major events this season. Open draw
23.
from the first round. Murphy, one of the few players who's very much behind that new system that Barry Hearn, the World Snooker Chairman, has introduced. A number of the top players aren't so keen, but Murphy was one who certainly feels it's the way forward.
29.
Yes, the cream still came through though, didn't it, over the last three events. And this man's been part of it.
Thirty-five.
Well, he had a chance, didn't he, after that glaring error from Higgins in the early stages of this first frame.
36.
Can only make 17 from it. 16, I should say. Taking off that excellent opening red from Wells. Looks like he's going to be punished.
Yes, he's just checking the scoreboard there. But he's going to need one or two of the safe reds.
38. Nine.
Well, he could have gone to move them, played to drop in behind this one, and he couldn't have played that any better, could he? Great shot. It's going to be awkward queuing, but right behind this red, just checking the scoreboard. He's going to need at least one of the other reds. Well, it was awkward queuing. Still expected him to pot it though.
46.
Yes, perhaps mindful of the dangers of fouling the other red on the side cushion with the rest there. Took his eye off the potting angle. Oh dear.
Again,
Can
it
you guys
wasn't
please
easy.
stop talking?
It's easy enough to miss those type of shots, especially when you're not used to this type of environment, playing under the television cameras. Gonna let him off. Seems to be a goalie in that pocket, is it? And again, I'll say it again, this isn't easy. The red's close to the pocket, but the cue ball's close to the cushion. Still, a chance, Daniel Wells. I wonder if there's a pocket there. I just wonder if that red's bigger than the other ones. Doesn't seem to want to go into the pocket, does it? Thin cut to the middle. Won't know where the cue ball's going to go.
One.
Needs the point, so I expect him to go for this brown.
.35 behind Wells with 43 remaining.
Then it was one.
He needed that one. No mistake this time.
Six.
You see Higgins now past the winning post in what has been a fairly scrappy opening frame.
7.
Yeah, so now that red's gone in, Daniel Wells won't be coming back to the table. He may well have come back, just needing 2 snookers.
Higgins 11 into frame.
And Daniel Wells remains in his chair. Well, errors from both players in that first frame. Could have gone either way. Higgins missed a couple you'd normally expect him to get, but in the end he did more than enough to get the first frame on the board.
A little short of pace, he leaves the red on to the right corner. In these type of situations, if the red goes in, he could be starting the next frame. Wasn't far away, but he leaves a chance, a half chance for Daniel Wells. If he can pull the cue ball back towards the middle pocket, it won't leave anything on if he misses. The problem playing it that way, it was always going to be leaving a red on, and had it gone in, it'd have been under pressure, taking the black on.
Test of cueing, however.
One.
Yeah, stroked it in well. Never easy when the cue ball's that close to the cushion.
Absolutely not. Good cueing.
That's the danger when you're playing someone of Higgins' calibre. Half a chance for Daniel Wells, a couple of half chances in that first frame when Higgins made mistakes that he wouldn't normally make, but if you don't then punish him, you tend to then get punished.
Yeah, and he's come a little too far for the red he played onto, the one directly above the black. Had he been able to play that one, he could have left an angle on the black to go into the pack of reds with the insurance of this red he's playing on. It would have been a frame winning opportunity, that. Not saying it still won't be, but
9.
it would have been guaranteed to go into the pack of reds and still be on a red. Wanted to leave it short on this red to open
16.
the reds, but not this short, which is missable. No guarantee of being on a colour. Well played. He's on the black. Well, he didn't expect him to miss that one, although it was missable. Wasn't directly behind it. So another chance for Daniel Wells, and he needs to take them.
1.
Higgins has done the hard work for Wells in splitting the bunch of reds very invitingly.
Again, just not quite straight enough on this red to the left corner. Had he got the kiss on that red, he would have had choice of reds. Might just be able to play off the other red.
9.
That's okay, nicely done.
16.
A little hard for the blue, but he's okay. He's on the yellow with reds over both middles.
Nineteen. I
know it's easier to say, but if you can keep the cue ball that distance from the object ball each time, then it should be plain sailing. This is the black he missed to allow Daniel in with this chance.
26. Two. 33.
Played that with just a touch of right-hand side to come onto these two reds by the pink. Again,
46.
Just overhit it. This red into the left corner. Well, this is a key shot now.
52. 53.
And in the middle. Just needs one more red.
60.
Nicely played. He composed himself before that shot, knowing the importance of that red.
Just the response that Daniel Wells would have been looking for after losing the opening frame. Wasn't able to capitalise on Higgins' errors in that first frame, but he has done so here.
Needs this in though. He needs that in, and that'll do. That will keep John Higgins sat in his seat. And he's took these very well. You've I've got to say, these are conditions that he's not used to.
24.
Television cameras, main table. Fantastic player.
75.
Possibility now of a century for Wells.
Come on, Daniel.
If he can beat Higgins and progress tomorrow, Wells in line for a cheque that would exceed his combined earnings for the previous
79.
2 seasons.
And more importantly, Phil, he'll get so much confidence from winning if he does win. And we all know that confidence is king in any sport.
82.
Just dropped in.
Thought about hanging on the far jaw, but in it goes. The century remains on.
86.
And he's going to have to go all the way around the table for the century. Nicely played. Missed that corner.
97.
Oh, what a good shot.
Appreciated by this healthy crowd here in Rotterdam.
Well
That's
played.
an excellent break from Daniel Wells. A century, punishing John Higgins after he missed a black off its spot, having split the pack of reds. Wells levels the match in style. It's 1 apiece. To level proceedings against the mighty John Higgins. 1 frame apiece then. The first of 4 will go through to the round of 16.
Wasn't far away, but that double kiss may have cost him.
One.
It could have been easier, this blue. Never easy when the cue ball's under the cushion, but that's another miss by John Higgins. And if Daniel can capitalise on that miss, he might just start making John think a little. Just enough room.
One. Eight. Nine.
Higgins missed a couple of straightforward ones in the opening frame, and then of course that black off its spot in
14.
the second, which proved to be his last shot. How
15.
expensive will that Miss Blue prove to be?
Well, he's got the angle to either go into to the reds or play for that loose red. It's into the reds, and that was an attacking shot he played there, and deserved to be on an easier red than this.
22.
He's still on this red to the right corner. I suppose he should be thankful it didn't go in off. Now, John Higgins in the last frame opened the reds up and then missed the black, and it cost him, as Phil just said. Will Daniel do the same thing? He's opened the reds. That's a great recovery shot.
23.
Played it in such a way as he wasn't leaving anything easy for John Higgins. Now he's got to avoid the baulk colours in potting this blue. Never easy, but fortunately he cannoned into the green.
And it was 23.
Actually ended up benefiting there from missing the ball by such a margin. Leaving the cue ball tight on the baulk cushion.
Well, he looked at the plant
1.
and he got it.
Five. 6.
This is the kind of chance that Higgins would normally gobble up. Now in his 39th year, the Wizard of Wishaw. Pro since 1992.
Well, would you believe it? That's the only place where he can't pot a ball. Well, he can't see one.
Like a big bounce as well. Seemed to really take off when hitting the cushion.
Yellow ball.
It's end of break. Trying to land in behind the yellow. Snooker his opponent.
John Higgins, 14.
Well, Higgins hasn't clicked into top gear yet. You'd have put your mortgage on him making a sizable, if not frame-winning break there.
No wonder I have no money at the end of the month. Good pot.
1.
And nicely round onto the black. What a great chance for Daniel Wells. It's making John Higgins think. This is the red, where I agree with Phil. I think he got a big bounce there. Even so, it was unfortunate not to be on one of them. A little slower, and he could have potted the pink a little harder.
8.
Kind of the red, he could have potted the pink. Well, Daniel's heart will be pumping, I can
9.
tell you. It's just a matter of trying to stay calm. And each time he plays for a red, try and play for 2. Just in case you're a little too hard or too soft.
16. 17.
Well, cannon to pink. Gives him choice of reds. The reason why I say cannon to pink is because he's left himself hampered here, but he's left-handed, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
$25.
Stroking the cue ball around nicely, isn't he? We saw
32.
evidence of that in the previous frame with that very fine century.
Oh, would you believe it? He only needed that and a colour.
32.
Talk about commentator's curse. That was extraordinary.
Although it's not going to be easy for John Higgins. He's got a red on. But look where this other red's come to. Come right in front of the other red.
Missed that by a long way, Wells. Never threatened the pocket.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying about trying to control your nerves, because everybody feels them. But fortunately, that red's come over and blocked the path of the other red. Well, the yellow looks like the ball to play the cannon to the reds. But if one of them goes, then try and drop in behind them. Just played the cannon and he's missed them. So Daniel gets another chance. And all he needs is a red. Worth taking this one on. If it goes in, he wins. He's got insurance of the green and the blue. Great pot. Great pot. What a winner. Could have done with that though. It's just one snooker. This is close. Well, he should be able to swerve it. Oh, what about that? That's a bonus.
Yes, he must have been concerned just for a moment there that the white might disappear into the pocket. As it is, snookered Higgins.
Oh dear.
Then it was 7.
That surely sets the seal on this frame.
3 snookers required. Still worth playing on, unless he pots the red. It's only one snooker with a free ball, and we saw that happen yesterday with Sean Murphy. That's another one, and that's more difficult. Chance of a free ball here, depending on how he tries to escape from it. If he plays off one cushion slow, could be a free ball.
That was a really good hit from Wells.
It was, he needed to hit that one.
Yes, Higgins acknowledges very difficult to judge the angle of escape in those situations, but he hit the red full on.
He'll need to do it again. These one cushion escapes when the ball's in the middle of the table, as Philip just said, not easy. But again, he hits it full in the face. Well played.
Angles McManus would have been proud of that.
Now he can play good escapes. And what about that? He's got him again. That's 3 on the bounce.
Well, Higgins, one of the greatest tacticians the game's ever seen. Arguably the greatest. Just shaved the red this time, but another escape.
Yes, trying to put the red right over the pocket there, Daniel. Make John Higgins force him into potting it. Difficult to get snookers when the red's over the pocket.
Three 4-point snookers required by Higgins, assuming he doesn't get the free ball. So it's a tall order. One good pot here would end the matter. Close.
But no cigar. Well, obviously the cue ball just drifted to the right, but at least he knows that now.
Another opportunity here for Wells to put this frame to bed.
Very good shot.
Frame Daniel Wells.
And that snooker by Daniel Wells is enough to convince Higgins to call it a day in that frame. So he couldn't get the snookers he required, and Daniel Wells, from 1-0 down, moves 2-1 in front. We'll have frame 4 in a couple of moments. Both players then having popped out for a short break. No mid-session interval, of course, in these best of 7s. So a big frame coming up here. Can Wells move within one frame of a big upset, or will Higgins restore parity?
Well, he's got a very good cue ball, but he's left that same red on. Not enough side on the cue ball. Take it behind the green, dead on the cushion. And that's the problem.
1.
Yes, he got a very good cue ball, but John Higgins got a very good shot. And it certainly was a good shot. He's left the cue ball short for one of the baulk colours. Has he overdone it? Well, that's the reaction of this super fast cloth. There's no big bounces there. He got into that cue ball too much. End of break. Unless there's the plant on somewhere.
Yes, it's a frustrated John Higgins out there at the moment. 1 or 2 careless mistakes. There's another one.
Daniel Wells 4.
Hasn't quite been at the races so far. Was a little fortunate to win the first frame. Had a couple of errors in that one which could have been costly. Well, by Higgins standards, 84 is below par. You'd normally expect Higgins to be up in the low to middle 90s in terms of pot success rate.
Yes, he's missed 1 or 2.
He outplayed in the safety department, according to the stat just flashing up on your screen there. That's unusual as well.
Yeah, just got to be a little careful here, Daniel. That red, that's out in the open. Doesn't want to leave John Higgins with a chance of that red. Has the brown come to the rescue? Being outplayed in all departments at the moment. But it can all change, especially with good shots like that.
Second excellent long red of this frame. And this time, a chance to capitalise.
A little cannon to the red above the black. Oh, he's missed it. Unbelievable.
So un-Higgins-like.
Isn't it just?
8.
Can't believe it.
Wanted to catch it a lot fuller as well. Didn't want to catch it thin. We're very fortunate to have been on a red there. Same shot. Excellent recovery though, nevertheless.
Yes, once again, a test of smoothness of your delivery of the cue, which Higgins
16.
passed with flying colours. He's going to have to do it again though.
Yep, he didn't catch that red full enough. Same shot really. He's potted one or two of those from under the cushion. Great player. He's unlucky. That's most unfortunate. It may be on this red to the baulk corner, but if he could have seen that red to the left corner, could have been game over. No. Can't see enough of it to pot it.
John Higgins, 24.
Just not running for him at the moment. That was a good split. Cue ball just stuck to the red. If he goes for this thin cut to the right corner, he'll have to get it. That cue ball could be going into the reds. And he hasn't got away with it. Now, what a chance for Daniel Wells. The reds all there inviting. 3-1, he would have a great chance of causing a major upset.
1.
It looks like he's got the cover straight away.
Another example there of just how responsive these superfine cloths are. Cue ball just ran and ran.
His only chance is that red to the baulk corner. Oh, can you see this one to the right middle? He can.
Daniel Wells, 5.
Well, that was an unexpected chance. He'll be disappointed to miss that. And that's a pretty good safety. Getting the cue ball close to the cushion. Can't play up into the baulk. The red by the yellow spot. He'd be snookered next shot. Well, he's decided to play into balk, but he could be in trouble next shot. He couldn't think of anything else, and there wasn't much to play. Well, there's no hiding place really. And he must have weighed up when he played that shot, when he played the last safety shot he played, that he was going to be snookered next time round. Well, he's hit a red, but there's this red going to the right middle. Does it pass the other red? If it doesn't, he's got a pretty good shot there. He's delighted. He'd like to try and get in behind the green, but no path to get there. Well, that worked for him the last time round, but he hasn't quite got that cue ball close enough to the cushion this time round, so a chance for Daniel Wells to get that cue ball tight under this black cushion. Got to hide that red over the right middle. And that was a pretty good attempt. Had he got it dead, it would have created problems for John Higgins. As it is, he's left him a plant.
Now, we've been waiting for Higgins to click into gear for some time now. Is this to be the moment?
Well, I remember you saying in the first or second frame that he normally gobbles these type of chances up with all the reds spread over the table. And that looked to be a big bounce again there. And he was just stretching a little, but another unexpected miss by John Higgins.
Well, I'd venture to suggest this is probably the patchiest performance Higgins has put in since he started using his new cue. He's been very consistent this season, won a title, runner-up in another major event. But he's been out of sorts today, no question about it. The question now is whether Wells can capitalise on that and win the match.
9.
Yep, he's just got to hold himself together. The balls are there for the taking. Tricky red next to the blue. But if he's nicely on it, this shot, if he's directly behind this red into the baulk corner,
17.
well, maybe he wasn't directly behind it.
Nineteen. Twenty. 24.
Oh, he was too high, and that was a good chance to go 3-1 up.
One. Five. Six.
Well, gave himself a chance of 2 reds, the way he played it.
As much as Higgins has struggled thus far, he has the opportunity to be level pegging.
Now
Needs to leave himself straighter on this red to one of the corners. That looks ideal. 18 points in front. The blue and yellow would be enough. And he's thinking about that red he missed in the middle. Got to get it out of his mind.
21.
Higgins calls for the extended rest. The long tackle comes out for this yellow. Well, Daniel Wells will be frustrated because he's been the better player thus far. He hasn't been able to hammer home that advantage. Higgins, on the other hand, will be delighted. He's not really got out of first gear, never mind second.
26.
And yet, it's going to be as you were, 2 frames apiece. It's now become a best of 3-frame match.
$35. 41, end of frame. John Higgins.
41 will suffice for Higgins. He's yet to make a half century in this match, but he's managed to scrap his way to level the match at 2 frames apiece. It's all up for grabs here, to say the least, but he's managed to get level with Daniel Wells, who's had chances to at least lead 3-1. He's had good chances in all 4 frames, made an excellent century to level the match at 1-all. Led 2-1 and had a big opportunity to move to within a single frame of victory. As it is, he's been pegged back and now has it all to do again.
Yes, and it's going to start getting tougher, isn't it? As Phil said, best of 3 now. And a good break off from Higgins. Oh dear, he's missed them completely.
John Higgins 6.
And he's left the red to the right middle, maybe one to the left corner as well. That was careless.
One. Six. Seven.
He's on a red.
12.
Can he get to the black? If not, he'd have to play it with deep screw with right hand side to be able to move it towards the blue or bought colours. There's the side.
13.
Well, it could have been a better kiss. That was a little unfortunate. That couldn't have been a worse kiss, really.
Good ball.
Deciding to play safe. No way to get to a red.
John Higgins 13.
Well, that's left a lot of pressure on this next shot. If he takes this red onto the right corner, cue ball's going into the red, just below it. was about to say, if he doesn't take it on, every chance of leaving it on. But he's managed to hide it. Well, this time John Higgins' turn to have a little bit of luck. Now that's better. Harder, he would have been in. Back in that same position now. If he takes this red on, he'll have to get it. Another good safety shot from Daniel Wells. Well, that looks like trouble. Giving this a lot of thought, and he needs to because he's in a lot of trouble here. Maybe you could leave the cue ball in the jaws of this right corner pocket. Ah, what about potting that down the cushion? Well, you won't see a better shot than that all week. That was a great shot.
Well, that's one way of getting out of trouble.
Even brought a smile to his face.
He
That was
enjoyed
the,
that one.
that was the same shot. Just let him take his shot here.
Are you about to mention the name of our co-commentator friend?
No. What a fantastic shot. No, the guy who won the seniors.
Ah, Darren Morgan.
He played the same shot against me when I had him in all kinds of trouble like that, and he potted the red very similar to that. Wasn't quite as hard as that one. It was a great shot nevertheless.
It's just unfair, isn't it, Joe?
Well, he went on to make a big break and win the frame. And Daniel Wells didn't go on to pot a colour, but he's put John Higgins in a lot of trouble. And although he's hit a red, he's left a great chance.
Well, that marvellous long red deserved to lead to an opening. The question now is, can Wells make the most of it?
1.
He'll be frustrated to be level at 2-all He should really be leading 3-1. Had a good chance in the previous frame, which he couldn't snaffle. But this is another opportunity to potentially move to within one of victory. A lot of work to do, but they're there.
If it was playing in practice now, wouldn't be a problem, this. But it's not practice.
He's already shown signs, hasn't he, Joe, in this match of how talented he is. We think back to the century he made. He has a nice rhythm around the table. But when you look at the results that he's had in the last couple of seasons, you would say that what he's lacking is that killer instinct, that ability to kill off a frame when he gets the chance.
Yeah, I agree, but he can learn that. That will come with practice and playing great players like John Higgins. Confidence that it gives you. Doing well against those players and maybe even beating them occasionally. There's nothing quite like believing in yourself, and the only way you can do that really is by
16.
winning.
Mentioned earlier, it's his 25th birthday tomorrow. What a present it would be to oust the great John Higgins, get into the last 16. Judd Trump in action in the distance there on one of our many outside tables here at the Top Sports Centrum.
$25.
Stephen Maguire has booked his place in the last 16, courtesy of a 4-3 victory over Anthony Hamilton.
Just overhit that one slightly, but I don't think he's hampered on the black. You can't afford to miss this time. The Reds are there for the taking. Thought he may have played for the pink there. Would have got him to the two Reds just below the pink. Not as intended.
56.
Played to come past the Reds, I believe. This has got to go in. He'll be leaving that red in the middle. That's a great pot. Needs another one. A lot of pressure on that one. Well played. Now then. It's 45 points in front.
63.
Just needs this red.
$64.
And remember, all of this stemmed from that magnificent long red from Worlds. Surely the shot of the tournament so far, when he was in a heap of trouble himself. Cracked it in along the rail. And allowed him to set up the snooker. Higgins left him in from the escape, and this is the result. And it's a richly deserved lead for Daniel Wells. He's played most of the snooker in this match, no doubt about that. Century in the second frame.
71.
Could be a century in this one as well. Oh,
Then it was 71.
Well, surely just a lapse of concentration there with the frame one, but although there's no century for Daniel Wells, there is a lead, a 3-2 lead, and he needs just one more to inflict the upset.
yes, and this time he gets a little bit more side on the cue ball. Covers this red over the right corner. That's forced the safety play down this end of the table now. That red going into balk. a little bit more screw on the cue ball there. Would have found the cue ball going in the pocket. But he can't afford to take those reds on to the left middle. Again, that was careless, but the reds come across the table and block the pocket for the red going into the right centre. Higgins could have took that on, screwed back for the black. Big shot, this one. That's a terrific pot under pressure. Had he missed that, it could well have been end of frame and match.
Six. Seven.
You can only hope.
Thirteen. 17. 18. 23. 24.
Anything but straight on the blue. Has reds both sides of it, so anything but straight.
29. 30.
Two reds just behind the pink. You could play on those, that could bring the pink into play.
$35. 36. 43.
The thing about great champions like Higgins is, no matter how poorly they've played,
44.
they have the class necessary to grind out a victory. They also have that ability to move up a gear when it's really required, and that's what Higgins is doing here.
51.
His first half century of the match.
62.
And if he does turn this match around and gets through to the round of 16, you wouldn't bet against him upping the gears tomorrow and winning those remaining 4 matches.
Just managed to get past the green.
57.
Quarter of an inch slower. It was on nothing.
58.
One more red required.
There you go. Couldn't be closer. 82 balls potted apiece. And it looks as though it's going to be 3 frames apiece. And the decider.
62. 63.
Rattles home the frame ball. Impressive response then from Higgins, perhaps saving his best till last. Already 3 snookers required from Wells, but he's not going to get the chance to play for them.
69.
Yes, it was important that red went in, because I think he would have come back to the table. Not anymore.
We've already seen a century from Daniel
77.
Wells, a break of 104 in the second frame. Higgins has amassed an incredible 533 in his glittering career. Is this to be another?
84.
No,
Higgins, 84.
no century, but that break of 84 by a distance, the best that Higgins has produced in this match, has forced a deciding frame. It's all to play for then, it's 3 apiece. Has twice had to come from behind to level the match and force this deciding frame against the Welshman, Daniel Wells, 25 years of age tomorrow. He's had a miserable time of things in the last couple of seasons as a pro, but has put up a very creditable performance against one of the all-time greats today. He still has a chance to cause the upset. It's all on this frame.
He's caught that one too thick. He refused the pot into the left corner. The one that John Higgins may be attempting. He's playing a thin cut to the middle.
One.
And again, it could have been a better kiss. Well, I wasn't sure if it was going to drop, but now that it has, great chance.
6.
Yes, good pot that, because he knew if he did miss it, he might well be leaving Wells a good opportunity.
7.
Now, this is an ideal opportunity to go into them. And that's not too bad. I expected to bring more reds out.
14.
Nothing in the total points between them.
Daniel Wells thinking about that safety error, wondering how expensive it's going to prove. On the stretch here, Higgins. Be a bit careful here. Spotted it well.
15.
Yeah, it's just the wrong side of the blue though. And although he did go into the reds, he didn't develop many. At the moment, it's just trying to develop a lead. And he didn't play that one very well. Wanted to be straighter on this red. This is well and truly missable. Looks easy on television, but those are difficult pots. Played it in such a way as to cover it, or attempt to cover it if he missed it.
Struck it so sweetly, didn't he? Didn't touch the sides. No doubt that Higgins is belatedly finding a bit of the old form here. That 80-plus break in the previous frame, having failed to make a half-century up to that point. Seems to be striking the ball better now.
Although, having said that, he's left this short. Played for the red into the left centre. Good recovery. Now, how much of an angle does he have to try and develop something? Well, he's been very fortunate there.
John Higgins,
I'll be
26.
glad he didn't develop anything now, having missed the black. It's not the first time Higgins has done that this evening, missing a black off its spot when trying to split the cluster of reds. On the previous occasion, it cost him the frame with Wells making a century, but doesn't appear to have left anything here.
And not easy to get the cue ball down the table safe. He's got to give this a little bit of thought. Maybe just touch the reds there and let John Higgins have the problem.
Higgins then with that modest 26-point lead in this deciding frame after failing to pop the black when splitting the cluster. Didn't leave anything though. And we could have a bit of a protracted to and fro here.
He might just have left enough room to get down the table here. If not from this red, then the one to the right of him. No, he could get down the table. And played it well.
The final frame deciders ongoing on the outside tables here at the Top Sports Centrum in Rotterdam. Martin Gould and Jamie Jones are playing their 7th and final frame. And Judd Trump has just levelled against Jimmy Robertson to force a decider.
Another good safety shot. Maybe forced into taking this red on. He could just drop the cue ball on the black cushion. The red over on the right side cushion coming into play.
Foul.
Wow,
That was 4.
that could be a mistake. This red will go to the right corner.
A rather in-and-out performance from Higgins. Began to show a bit of form, didn't he, in forcing this deciding frame with that 80-plus break.
Tried to hit this a lot fuller. Maybe the cue ball just drifted there. Oh, what a big shot this is. Could be leaving a couple of reds to the same pocket if he misses it. So there's a lot of pressure on this shot. Yes, there was a lot of pressure there. Look at the reds he's left now.
He didn't give the impression, Joe, did he, that he believed he was going to pot that one?
Yeah, maybe he could have screwed back towards baulk to ease the pressure on the shot. He's played a very good game this evening, Daniel Wells. Good all-round game, good safety play, good breaks.
It's the killer instinct that's been lacking.
1.
Giving himself a chance of 2 reds, 1 to the left corner, 1 to the left middle.
Nine.
31 points in front.
$16.
Well, had to really whack that one
23.
to create the angle to come back for the reds. But a great chance now. 46 points in front.
Sit and hope, that's all we can do.
$29. $30.
And to hit it, but it's finished nice for the corner, and you'd only need that red by the blue if it goes past it into the yellow pocket. Well, when he needed to, he came good. Made that 84 in the last frame.
36.
Needed a couple of chances in this one. But that's frame and match ball.
Well, I'm sure Higgins will be the first to admit that he hasn't played anything like his best this evening. It's about getting the job done. And that's what he's managed to do.
Actually, that was match ball, wasn't it? But he's managed to get the cannon to the reds. So this red would make sure of everything.
41.
I'm sure Daniel Wells will offer his hand when Higgins next misses. He'll be disappointed, the young man. He's certainly played his part, as Joe said, in this match, and arguably should have won it with the chances he's had.
47.
But let's not forget, he's unfamiliar with the big match situation, crowd, the cameras. And he'll certainly take some consolation from how well he's been able to play against
53.
one of the best in the world. Something to build on for the remainder of the season. Lots more snooker to come, of course. But this man, having got through a match that he might have lost,
61.
I'm sure will be eyeing the trophy again tomorrow. Round of 16 coming up next for Higgins. He's 4 matches away from adding this Rotterdam title to his Belgian Open title in our first European Tour event. So Higgins is through. It wasn't vintage Wizard of Wishaw by any means, but he won't care too much about that because he's got the result. He's beaten Daniel Wells by 4 frames to 3 to move in to the last 16.